Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. This week's video is definitely going to be a great one. I just personally love this recipe, and I'm constantly tweaking it, which is the beauty of it, and it comes out amazing each time. By the title of it, bean paste, similar to refried beans, but I'm not cooking these down in oil and mashing them in the oil to get like that real good fry on them. I'm just making a frijole or habichuela guisado, which is just, stewed beans, and then I'm going to throw them into the blender and make a puree out of it. And then I will cook it down a little bit more based on the consistency, just how thin or thick it is. But yeah, this is like an all-time go-to recipe. I can do so many different things with it, and I'll explain those at the end of the video. But for now, I'm just getting my sofrito ready. I have a bell pepper, I have half an onion, and I'm going to chop up 3 cloves of garlic as well and get that ready to go into the pan over medium heat with a little bit of olive oil. This recipe that I'm making right now, the red pepper that I put in was very, very forward, and I truly enjoyed that. But if you guys are not really the biggest fans of how red bell pepper tastes when it's cooked in things, then you can just opt in for half of the red pepper rather than the whole thing, So I got this little wok style deep saute pan. It's not really a true wok, it's non-stick and whatever, but it's what I had at my disposal for the time being. And like I said, over medium heat, we're just going to toss in that sofrito, and we're going to get it stirring and soften everything up really nice. I didn't really go crazy with the knife cuts. This isn't really for presentation, and I really don't care how the peppers and onions and everything look for the time being. But it's going to go into the blender at the end of the day, so it's like you don't have to be like that precise. You can kind of just chop everything up with a rough chop, get it into the pan and cook it down. The spices that I'm adding in, a good amount of oregano, a good amount of paprika, some chili powder, and a little bit of cayenne pepper, followed by a packet of sazon, just because I really those packets save lives. If something is really messed up, if you're cooking something and you can't figure out what's missing, I'm sure like a couple shakes of adobo or 1 packet of sazon will solve that issue for you. And I'm just adding a little bit of black pepper. Once those are nice and toasted and melted down with the natural oils and everything from the peppers and onions, I'm going to toss in a little bit of tomato paste and stir that down until it emulsifies with everything that's going on in the pan. Followed by that, we're going to get 2 cans of pink beans into that sofrito mixture that we have cooking in the pan. These beans are a little bit sweeter, I would say, compared to a pinto or a black bean. But it's what I had on hand, so you could interchange this with pinto beans, black beans, dark red kidney beans, anything really. And what I did before with the 2 cans of beans was I put about half a can's worth of chicken stock in it, and I transferred it back and forth between both cans just to get any and everything out of those pans. 2 bay leaves in there and then taken out once it's been cooked. I let that cook for about an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and a half just about, until those beans were nice and soft and everything kind of melded together. And then it's going right into the Vitamix, and I'm going to puree it until it's a nice, smooth consistency. I did not add any salt to this recipe, and the reason I added no salt was this is kind of like a shortcut version of making bean paste. So those beans in the can have a ton of salt. Okay? Now, even if this version is a little too salty for you, you can take half a lime and juice that and then cook it down for about 5 minutes, and that acidity should combat the salt. So, that's just a lesson for anything. If you ever have something that's over-salted or too salty, acid will do the trick. Whether it be from a lemon, lime, grapefruit, even vinegar, it'll really help out and combat that saltiness. So I put this back in the pan, and I'm going to let it cook down a little bit longer just because I wasn't too thrilled with the consistency. But you could eat this any way you want. I just had it on a tortilla chip with little bit of sour cream, so cold sour cream, hot beans. It was just amazing. But now I'm gonna get into the other things that you can do with this, and those other things would be chilaquiles. You can make like a fried taco, a tacos dorados, or you can do a bean dip. Now, depending on what you have in the house and how you want to make things, you could do real simple things that'll bring these beans to like the next level. For the chilaquiles, you get corn tortilla chips. Has to be corn tortilla chips. You soak those in hot enchilada sauce, so either green or red. Just make sure you heat it up, and the enchilada sauce absorbs into those chips. Dollop the beans on top, add a little bit of cotija cheese to it, 2 fried eggs, and you're good. The tacos dorados are just a fried taco. So you can get a corn tortilla, and you could put the beans inside of it, and you could either fold it in half like I did, or you can roll it into kind of like flautas, you know, taquitos, those like that kind of stuff. And all you gotta do is just get vegetable oil in a nice high-walled saute pan. Put about half an inch worth, just, you know, pretty much enough to coat the bottom of the pan. You don't want to oversaturate these things with oil because they will absorb it. And then you fry them until they're golden brown. Just make sure it's up to temperature at 350, and you really shouldn't have a lot of oil absorption into that bread. And the last thing would be a taco dip, and the taco dip's a huge hit for me. I've always advocated for bringing that to parties, and even my Instagram name, that's where I got the inspiration for, not my professional, but my personal Instagram page. That's where I got the inspiration for it, because I would always scrape the sides of the Pyrex dish once it was done, just to get all that like burnt cheese and beans or chili off of the sides of it. And all that is, it's just a 3-layer dip. So you take cream cheese, put it on the bottom, and then you add your beans or chili or whatever it is that you're going to put, and you top it off with a little bit of cheddar cheese and bake it at 425 until the top is like nice and blistered and golden brown. Yeah, I really hope you guys like the video. This has been a long time in the making with this video, because before I got set up with my new computer and really learned how to kind of like edit stuff around, I was toying around on Adobe Premiere Pro. And when I was ready to export that video, I ended up losing everything, and it was a bean paste video. So, you know, I moved on from that, and I started learning on different software, and in my opinion, better software. So, yeah, here it is. Like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever you guys got to do. Follow my Instagram page. You know, anything and everything helps. And I'll see you guys next week.